Hi Anne, so this is my solution to letting you see the school website. It's a very quick tour, but hopefully it'll give you a better sense of the kind of data that's available on the Family Learning App school site. So schools access this just by going to the familylearningapp.com, logging into school login, and then entering their username and password. So I will just stick mine in very quickly. Now, once we're in, you can see that I've organised a few background here. Now, it's worth saying that the data here is going to be completely random because this is just a demonstration site that I use when I'm giving out people like yourself. You can see your name here, free trial. So the data is not going to be what you'd expect to see from the school, but it's going to be enough to let you see how things would work. So the first thing you can see is this is the school's name. So if there was a school, so Rattray Primary School, for example, their name would be up here, how many licenses they've purchased and how many they've currently used. And then all schools simply do is they create new classes and then populate them with children. It's just as simple as clicking a class name and then add class. And that's it. So we could have preschool, anti-preschool, primary 1 group, nurture group, however you wanted to organise that. And equally, once you're done, you can simply click on remove class to get rid of that. So it's really easy for schools. All schools need to do is enter the child's name. And that's just as simple as clicking on new profile, put in the child's name, and then that's it created. Here it is here. Now, to invite children, all schools would then do is click on the invitation letters button, and it instantly creates individual invitation letters for all the children. You'll have the child's name, the school name, a wee blurb about what the Family Learning App is, information for the parents on how to download it, and then the unique QR code. And that's what parents scan to create a profile on the app. If an individual child has lost their invitation letter and you need to generate new ones, you can just click on the child and create a new individual invitation letter. But equally, if you've got children leaving school or you find that for whatever reason this single family isn't using it, you can remove their profile, and that would give schools a new license that they can use again. So if we start looking at the data that we can get here, then you can see we've got two different colours, and that's just to differentiate it between who has logged in and is using the app and who isn't. So we can see here John Smith isn't using the app yet, so schools can very quickly have a wee chat with John's mum or dad or granny and just see what's going on there. For the preschool class, you can see we've got a couple of options, and one of them is view stats. Now the view stats option pulls together all the data from all the different users that belongs to this class and then averages it out for you, so you can see it in summary form. So here's those 3 different curricular areas that we've spoken about: literacy, numeracy, health and wellbeing, and then the 5 different organisers for each of the 3 curricular areas. Now what happens is the data that the app gets pushed to it from the individual users, it uses that to traffic light these different curricular areas. Now, as I've said, because this is just a demonstration site, all of them at the moment are sitting at average. But what you'd expect to see within a class or a group is that these would be traffic lighted in different colours based on how the children are performing. Now you can see that's a really powerful tool for schools to start looking at, okay, for our anti-preschool class, of these 15 different areas, which are the ones that are marked as red, as below average, that we can help our families with. Now, if we imagine it was reading, if reading was highlighted red, you can see by hovering your mouse above it, you get a little bit of information there, but you can also click on that and see the children who belong to this group, how are they getting on? So you can have that really targeted approach. Equally, say you've been doing a little bit on number in your nursery and you'd be embedding Numicon, you might want to go in there and have a look and see, is this making a difference? So you've got lovely information there just at a glance for schools. It's very, very powerful, very quick and easy to access. And then we've also got this run chart over time that's just answering the question, how confident do you feel supporting your child's learning at home? Now I think after a little bit of use with schools, that question will probably be rephrased slightly to talk about the impact that the app is making rather than just a general comment about how confident you feel. However, that's something that that can be tweaked once we get feedback from actual users. So we've got all that data for the cohort then. What we can also do is we can look at an individual. So if I look at yours, Anne, we can click in for an individual profile. We can see how many devices it's currently on, how old the child is, the last time they logged on. Remember that each child can be on 3 different devices. That means their individual learning journey can be followed at 3 different locations. So it could be a mum, dad, and granddad, for example. We can see this confidence over time, so that the app asks this evaluative question on regular intervals, and that just gets graphed over time. We've spoken about what these buttons do. We've got our individual legend here. You can see, Anne, you're doing very well, above average for everything, so which is great. But if you did want to drill in any of those, you can. And we also have the tasks completed list underneath here, and you can see the 2 tasks that you've done, the date that you did them, how you rated them in terms of enjoyment and difficulty. And if we want to, we can click on this box and we can see what that task was. So you can see there's lots of really useful information for schools to start digging into there. And that's really just a quick overview for you to get a sense of what the school site's like. So hopefully that answers some of the questions you had. If you have any more, I'm more than happy to answer them for you.